Hey guys, so we are all a little annoyed with Jagger, right? His comments to Adventures with Purpose, call them clout chasers, and his need to constantly tell everybody to stop talking about foul play and just accept that it's an accident, like he has the authority to stop everybody from talking or digging or researching or in any way trying to at least rule everything out before we are at peace with the accident theory. But I'm going to say this: Jagger is young, and I have a teenage boy, and they can be very, right? They know everything, and that's just what it is. So part of it may just be his age. And even though he kind of puts himself out there in a way that you can't help but speculate on him and his involvement in the case, I do want to say this. The more I think about Jagger, the less that I think that he's involved, at least right now. This is where my thoughts are right now. I'll tell you why. Because Jagga is very obsessive in his feelings towards Kylie. And that's not super unusual, for young love. If Jagger had done something in some crazy obsessive jealousy moment, wouldn't that just be just Jagger? If he called on anybody to help in the aftermath, who would it be? Maybe Kate? I don't know enough about his closeness and his relationships with the other people in this case to define in my mind who I think he would have called on, because I don't think it would have been any kind of premeditated thing. If it was Jagger, I feel like it would have been out of jealousy, and it would have been in a moment of heated passion and anger, which would then put him alone in the scenario, which is typically how these things go down if it's out of jealousy. So, who would he have called on? Now, Kate would be the only person that would come to my mind, and that's only because she was a little kind of weird in her initial interview. But, again, they're young and they just might have been really uncomfortable in that interview. And then there's this. So that whole thing with the tow truck driver came out about the hat. And of course, that made everybody be like, oh, guess who's wearing that hat? I almost feel I almost feel like that's too perfect. I almost feel like I'm watching a movie and it can't be that person because they're trying so hard to make it look like that person. You know what I mean? You ever watch a horror movie and all clues lead to one person, so it just absolutely can't be that person? I don't know. That's just where my mind is at right now with that. So then I'm thinking, okay, then we hear about the fact that she might have been seeing this Nate person. So who is he going to be closest to? That would be that would be Sammy, right? Isn't that somebody Sammy was involved with at some point? Okay, well that makes sense. Or does it? Because then what's Nate's gain out of this? If Sammy's jealous that Kylie's with Nate, then Sammy has motive. But why would Nate have motive? If he's involved with Kylie, why does he want to do anything to Kylie? Unless it was an accident. Unless it was an accident. And again, it kind of rules Jagger out. Jagger would have to be at this party. And we've had no confirmation from anybody that Jagger attended this party. So we have a shaggy haired guy that describes almost every kid there who is going to be at the party, maybe an overdose, maybe covered up. That could be multiple people. Sammy is our Sammy is our favorite person of interest. Our person of interest. I don't even know that she's law enforcement's person of interest. But that keeps bringing us back to Sammy. Sammy's allegedly still partying, still doing whatever she's doing. If it's Sammy, then what about the tow truck driver? Does Sammy look enough like Kylie to be mistaken for her? I don't think so. Brings us back to Kate. Guys, I'm losing it here. I'm losing it. I just don't know. What if none of them did anything? I don't think that. I think somebody knows. I think somebody in the very least covered something up. My money's still on Sammy, but I'm mind blown. I am mind blown. And somebody with Sammy. But my mind is blown by the fact that she's still out partying. Like, you have allegedly have an attorney. He can't think that's a good idea. Seem to have parents, educated parents. They can't think this is a good idea. So is Sammy just so bold and out of control that she wouldn't listen to parents or attorneys or anybody, and she would just still be out doing these things that isn't a good look if you are the last person to see somebody who is now part of an investigation for a death? I mean, either either she just doesn't listen to anybody and she does whatever the hell she wants, which she seems a little bold to me, or nobody surrounding her has said, "Hey girl, no, stay home, stay in the house." If it were my kid and their name was wrapped up in this, they would not leave the house until this investigation was done and closed. And I wouldn't care if I had to hire, those people that you hired, like if your family member joins a cult and they go and they kidnap them and they like, bring them back. That's what I would be doing. And I would be like hiring somebody to like sit on top of her in the house so that there's like no way she could leave. I don't know. I'm just saying. I could not imagine letting her leave the house. But, who knows Sammy? Maybe Sammy does what Sammy wants. So tell me your thoughts on this whole Jagger thing. Tell me if you think Jagger could just be completely innocent and just doesn't know how to conduct himself publicly during all of this. Because I just feel like he doesn't really have a motive. I don't see a motive. If his motive is jealousy, I just don't think it would have went down like this. Jealous rages tend to go down very differently than this, in my opinion. So let me know what you think. Okay, bye. Have a great day.